Welcome to another episode of Aaron Plays. In this, I will be doing another dungeon delve with Helm. The last scenario I played with Zola. She got as far as level 2. My aim is to go through each of the characters in the core set and the mini expansion called Loot and Lore, which has a further 3 characters in it. So, Zola passed away, and now we will bring in Sortab for this particular delve. So he starts with 12 health, taking the health counters. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 energy. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12 energy. Neither of those two values can be higher than what their initial starting values are. He's got 9 encumbrance, as noted on this number here. 1 ration. And 3 starting gold. It says he's got a wooden staff and a door wedge. So I will draw those from the trappings. A wooden staff and a door wedge. So there's the door wedge. And the wooden staff. Okay, and he's got the skill Alchemy. And his branch of skills is Mind. Okay. So, with that in mind, with the skill of Alchemy, gain 2 potions of your choice. Whenever you draw a new potion card, you may draw 1 extra potion, pick 1 to keep, and then discard the other. Okay, so gain 2 potions of your choice. There's none in the trappings deck, so they must be in the potions deck, which I'll draw. Okay. I'm going to take a health potion. Okay. And now the 2 things I mainly need, health and energy. Okay. I will then shuffle the rest of the potions deck up. Okay. So he's also got, let's go through what equipment he's got. He's got a wooden staff. It says value of 3, 1 encumbrance, 2-handed. It says add an additional 3 damage to all potion attacks. Ah, okay. Something to keep in mind when I delve deeper. I think I'll still keep my choice of an energy and health, and hopefully I'll pick up better ones or more deadly ones as we go through the dungeon. The door wedge. Discard to avoid an ambush or skirmish. In my prior video for this, I actually played it wrong. You're meant to choose to avoid the skirmish or ambush before you see which enemy you're avoiding. Okay, so it just allows you to avoid the combat for that round. The energy potion. Okay, you may discard this card to gain 2 energy. Energy allows you to roll multiple dice in combat. And health, you may discard this card to gain 4 health. Well, staying alive is vitally important, as Zola would attest to. If I had only had a health potion for her. Now I've got 3 gold, which allows me to buy additional items before I start on my quest. So I know food's important, so I'm going to buy that for 1 gold, leaving me 2 others. Now I've got a weapon. Is it worthwhile bringing a backup weapon? It's 2-handed, but in case I lose that. I'm going to buy a dagger as well. Okay, so that's 2 gold. That's all my 3 gold utilised. 2, 3. Yeah. Make sure I am within my encumbrance level. Well, the rations, 0 encumbrance, I'll use that straight away and gain 2 additional rations. So, got plenty of food. So the total encumbrance he's carrying is 1, 2, each potion's 3, 4, 5, which is within his 9. Okay. So I'll now move these all to the player mat. Character mat. And I'll show you what this actually looks like. I will have the wooden staff as the primary weapon. The dagger will therefore sit in the accessories along with the door wedge and the 2 potions. So let me move the camera over. Okay, so that is the full setup for the character. Okay, as we prepare to go into the first level. He's wearing no armour, has no shield, has 1 skill. Right. Okay, I've shuffled all the decks, ready to start the adventure. So, starting the first level, I'll move my pawn on the actual level indicator there. I will then draw 2 cards as we go through. Remember, this system uses draw 2 cards, look at 1, choose if I'm going to act on that card. If I want to act on that card, fine, then I don't even get to look at the other card, or I can look at the other card, but then I've got to take the consequences of the other card, the first card then being discarded. So we will choose this card, which is a skirmish. Okay, so you draw your weapon and are ready for battle. So I can accept the skirmish, or I can discard this card, look at this card, but then if it's split, I have to take the second action on it. I will settle for the skirmish at this point. So draw an enemy card and add the dungeon level +2 to their health. So the dungeon level is 1, plus adding 2 to the health, so a total of 3 extra health. So let's see which enemy we have encountered. It's the wolf. So it's got 3 health, which with the additional 3 gives a total of 6. Which we'll stick there. It attacks first. Okay, I could avoid the combat by chucking it some of my rations, which I will not do. So, rolling now, the way the combat works for them, they get the initial strike, then I get to counter strike and such forth. So, rolling 2 dice for them. Okay, if it's ever doubles, they miss entirely. Normally it works, whatever they roll, you subtract the higher number from the lower number, add the difference to the basic damage on the card, and that's how many hits I'd have taken. But if they ever roll a double, it's a miss. So, no strike from the wolf. Okay, so I'm now coming at him with the staff. I will use 2 energy. 2 energy means I get to roll 2 dice. And for me, the combat's different. Whatever I roll on these 2 dice is the actual amount of damage I do I'm trying to get to 6. I could also, if I wish, spend no energy and score 1 hit as a punch. Okay, I've done 8 damage. It's got 6. I've killed the wolf. Okay, I will then add that to the enemies here. And these 2 cards are done. I don't even get to see what's on that other card. Round 2. Oh, wait a minute. No. Rushing here. There's 1 loot. I've gained some loot. I've picked up an elven bow. Okay. Which is also 2-handed. And I will use that instead of the wooden staff. I'm allowed to change my weapons and equipment at any time that I'm not dealing with 2 of these cards. So looking at the elven bow, it's worth 5 gold if I wish to purchase it. 2 encumbrance, it's 2-handed, deal 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage. So I'd have done 2 damage to that wolf before the actual combat began. And now the wolf can go and rest. Okay. So, moving on. Drawing. Oh, look at this card. Ambush. Again, I have the option, discard or accept number 1. I'll accept number 1. Ambush isn't too bad. If it's at the number 1 position, it helps me. At the 2 position, it helps them considerably. So you catch your foe by surprise and gain the upper hand. Draw an enemy card and ignore their initial damage and add the dungeon level to their health. So, a skinkling. So their initial health is 1 and add the dungeon level to that health. So their initial health, using the wrong dice, is 2. Okay. Draw the enemy card and ignore their initial damage. So I've caught this guy by surprise. I will then use my elven bow, which deals 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage. I'm not taking any. I just fire an arrow, does 2 damage. That takes the skinkling out straight away. Okay. Which then means I gain his loot, and this little symbol at the bottom of the card here means I gain 1 gold. Okay, and the loot, I've picked up a field guide. Gain an additional ration whenever you enter the mushroom grove, which we haven't come to as yet. Okay, so right, I better check on the way. So the skinkling joins the enemy there. My accumulated weight now is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, I'm 1 short of my maximum, so I've got to be careful what we carry. These 2 are gone. So I've seen so far 1 skirmish, 1 ambush. I know there's 5 skirmish cards, and I think there's 3 ambushes. So, arrow trap. So do I accept being hit by the arrow, or go for here? I'd rather avoid poison if possible, so I think I'm actually going to look at this card. So this one is now discarded, and I'm looking at option 2 if there is an option 2. Phew! There isn't. So I avoided the arrow trap and I've come to the altar. Sometimes the sanctuary is found in the least expected places. You drop at the altar and pray for a blessing, gain 1 blessing token, or healing, discard d6 minus d6 poison tokens. Well, didn't get any poison, so I'll gain a blessing. Now, a blessing token is a whole stack of them. These give benefits in the final encounter with the boss, or I can discard one of these to re-roll any amount of my dice. So I will keep that to the side. Now, on the other side, there's either health or poison relief or energy that'll come in useful for the final encounter with the boss. I'm not allowed to look at those until they get used for that encounter. So if I do use them to re-roll the dice, I still don't know what's on the other side. Okay, next turn. So each 2 cards is a turn. Therefore, there are 8 turns per dungeon level. So there's a total of 16 of these cards. Alright, well, we'll try this one now. A skirmish. We know at least 1 ambush has gone away in here, and 1 skirmish already. I think I'll accept the skirmish. I really don't want to. If it's an ambush on the lower level, that could be particularly nasty. So again, I draw my weapon and I am ready for battle. I draw an enemy card and add the dungeon level +2 to the health. So it's +3 to their health, plus whatever they actually are. I have found a goblin. So they start with 2 health, adding 3, that gets them to 5. I could avoid this combat by spending 1 gold. I'm not bribing a goblin. Okay. No true hero would. And Sortab does see himself as a true hero. So Sortab fires his arrow, because that says deal 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage. So straight away, as he comes in and closes, he takes 2 wounds. Now the goblin does his initial attack. Rolling the 2d6, remember taking the higher from the lower. 6 take away 4 is 2, plus its initial damage on here is 1, so it's total of 3 damage I suffer. I'm not wearing any armour, so that is 3 wounds. And I'll stick my wounds here to show the accumulation of my loss of wounds. I now do my initial strike on him. He's got 3 left. Is 1 going to be enough? Because that means I'll be rolling 1d6. I'll need a 3, 4, 5 or 6 to finish him off. So I will expend 1 energy to do so. Right. 3, 4, 5 or 6. I'll roll a 2. So at this point, I could use my blessing that I've got to re-roll that, or I can accept the 2 and he will get another attack on me, which is what I'll do. So he's now down to 1 wound. He now counter strikes. So his combat is exactly the same, rather than 2 dice this time. He does 1 damage here. 3 take on 2 is 1, plus his basic 1 is 2. Again, no armour. I've taken 2 wounds. So I'm now 5 down. And then for the insult, I punch this guy in the snoz. Okay, that expends no energy, and I can inflict 1 wound. So literally just a little punch, finish him off. How rude. Okay, I get 1 loot from him, and 1 gold. I picked up Fate Coin, worth 2. When asked to draw a plot card, discard the Fate Coin to draw 2 plot cards. Pick 1 and discard the other. That could be useful. And it's no weight. So it's not my 8 weight, which is okay. The goblin goes and sits there. So I've now Got 3 enemies there. These 2 cards are discarded. Okay. Now I've got 5 health lost here. So I will take my health potion. Okay. You may discard this card to gain 4 health. Alright, so take 4 of those and put them back on my character. That is then discarded. Okay, so I've still got 1 wound. My health potion is gone. Now I have accumulated 3 kills, which means I can look at any mind skill. Now let's see what we actually have. So, herbalism, +1 energy when you cook at a campsite. We haven't had a campsite come up yet. Drinking an antidote will cure all poison. Useful. Appraise, when selling goods at the merchant, you earn 2 gold instead of 1. We haven't encountered the merchant yet. When buying from the merchant, you pay half price rounded up. That sounds useful. Okay. We've also got treasure hunter. Again, I'm looking at the word mind here. Whenever you gain gold coin for defeating an enemy, you also gain 1 energy. I presume I'm enthusiastic about gaining gold. Okay. Energy is what keeps my strikes going, so that could be useful. Or I could learn divinity. Whenever you gain energy, you may convert it to health. You gain 2 blessings when you choose to pray at the altar. Alright. There are other schools which are in the brawn category or agility category, but to look at any of those, because my character is geared towards mine, it'll cost me 5 experience. Experience being equal to the amount of enemies that you've killed along the way. I think energy is the main thing I want to keep going. So I think he's going to become a treasure hunter. Whenever you gain gold, so let's put the other 3 away. Whenever you gain a gold coin for defeating an enemy, you also gain 1 energy. Well, I would have picked 2 up so far if I had that prior. So I am now a treasure hunter and an alchemist. Okay, I've used those 3. I will then stick those off the playing area. And I draw the next 2 for this level. Okay. Let's go this way. A clearing. Anything can happen in a clearing. Draw a plot card. Okay. The corpse. You trip over the corpse of a fellow adventurer. As you stagger to your feet, you realise the body belongs to a friend from years past. So this is where I've got options. Do I bury the corpse? You decide the best way to pay tribute to your friendship is a proper burial. Lose 1 energy, move up 1 on the morality track, take the money and run. You search the corpse for anything that may aid you, and you leave the corpse behind. Move down 1 on the morality track, draw 1 treasure card. I do like to keep morality high, so I will expend 1 energy and I'll move 1 up on the morality track. This also gives 1 eyeball, remembering that 10 eyeballs that are revealed, that means the boss has seen me. So we'll stick that in the plots section. And that's the clearing. Next 2 cards. I encounter the merchant. Deep in the dungeon seems like a strange place to set up shop, but who are you to question his sanity? You may make a purchase from the merchant. Draw loot and potion cards based on the dungeon level you are on to form the shop. Level 1, 1 loot, 1 potion. Do I am an alchemist? Gain, whenever you draw a new potion card, you may draw 1 extra potion, pick 1 to keep, and then discard the other. Okay. I don't think that actually applies. Alright, so we've got 1 potion, 1 loot. Alright. I can also sell items to the merchant. Okay, for a cost of 1 gold. The merchant will buy unwanted items from you for 1 gold. Well, I've now got an elven bow, a dagger, and a wooden staff. I think I am going to sell the dagger. Okay, so that is worth 2 if I was to buy it. He gives me 1 gold for it. So I've now got 3 gold to spend. So I could buy both of those. No, I couldn't. The lamp's worth 3. Once per dungeon level, you may reveal both dungeon cards and choose 1. It's not discarded. That is useful. Or an antidote. Well, I have no poison at the moment. Is there anything else I could sell? This field guide. Because if I sell the field guide, I'll get the antidote and the lamp. Gain an additional ration whenever you enter the mushroom grove. Well, we haven't seen the mushroom grove yet. So I like the idea of having an antidote to the poison. So I'm also selling to him the field guide. I gain another gold for that. That goes into the loot pile. Yeah. Alright, so with that in mind then, I've now got 4 gold, which allows me to buy both of those items. So I've got a lamp and an antidote. Okay. So my current weight encumbrance is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm actually going to drink the energy potion, which gives me 2 of my energy back. So I'm now on 3, 6, 9, 10. You know, I'm going to keep these 2 separate there to show that's what I've expended, because I can't accumulate more than I started with. Okay, so that ends my business with the merchant. So here goes the discard pile, here goes the discard pile. Look at the next 2 cards. Well, as I've now got this magic lamp, because that's how I'm viewing it, it must be magic, must we have a little genie. They're not a very powerful genie, because he doesn't give me anything other than the ability to know what's around the next corner once per level. So I'll give it a nice little rub, and then I can look at both of those cards and choose one of them. So it's a skirmish or treasure. Well. Ooh, this could be tricky. I presume it'll automatically be the first one. I can't say, oh, well, now I'm going to have that as my first, not my first choice, and I take that. So I'm going to take the treasure, gain a gold, and due to my special ability as a treasure hunter, whenever you gain a gold coin for defeating an enemy, you also gain 1 energy. Read the full card. Sortab. Okay, so the lamp came in useful. I'm going to just set on the side show it's being used at this level. Those 2 cards now discarded. And now going up to the last 2 cards of this level. Turn one over. Skirmish. Do I risk another skirmish, or do I go down and look at this card here? We've had no mushroom grove to gain extra rations. No, I'll accept the skirmish. I could use the door wedge to avoid an ambush or a skirmish, but it's discarded. I don't really want to do that. So, okay, so yeah, we'll take on the skirmish. So it's adding, draw an enemy card and add the dungeon level +2 to the health. So they're gaining 3 health plus whatever they are. Ooh, consuming mass. Well, that's nasty. Okay. That's a 7 health. +3 is 10. Let's put that there. It's got 10 health to start with. Okay. Wish I'd used the door web now. The door wedge. But I didn't. What is the fake coin? Okay. No, I haven't used that. Alright, so my elven bow. So I initially deal 2 damage to your foe before taking initial damage. So I fire an arrow into it. So it goes from 10 to 8. But now it does its first strike. So it's doing 3 plus. It's a double. It's a miss. Sortab. Phew! Okay. So now my strike. I'm going to use. No, it's 8 got 8. Do I use 3 energy? Or 2? Yeah, I'm going to use 3. 1, 2. Allow me to roll 3d6. Hopefully overcome that 8 damage. Ah! Overkill. I only need to use 2 of them, but you're not to know that. So I've taken out the consuming mass. This earns me 2 loot. But noticeably, no gold. So earn an iron L and a cinder blade. Okay. Right, that's 4 encumbrance. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All that would make 10 encumbrance. And Sortab can carry 9. So attack results of 6 deals 7 damage, +3 to the sum of your attack rolls versus enemies weak to fire. I haven't used. Well, the iron helm I'm going to keep, so it gives me some protection on the head. And if I keep the cinder blade and drop the wooden staff, so my cinder blade is now my backup weapon. So weight wise, I'm now carrying 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am at maximum weight. Okay. Consuming mass goes into there. These 2 cards are then discarded. And that is the end of the level, apart from I've got to go through some end of level options. Okay. So first thing I've got to do is shuffle the dungeon deck. This is the dungeon deck. So, okie. And give it a bit more of a shuffle. Right. Feed your character. So I'm going to feed by discarding 1 ration. If you do not have any ration to spend, you must lower your health by 3. That could actually kill me. So go down by 1 ration. It says for every 2 poison tokens you currently have, you gain an additional 1. Well, I have no poison, so no poison gain. Advance your pawn. So my pawn now moves up to 2nd level. And draw the top plot card and resolve. The prisoner. You find yourself in the threshold of a small prison room. An orc guard is fast asleep at a table where a couple of gold coins rest. The sole prisoner spots you and silently points to the keys on the table. Do I free the prisoner? You slowly make your way towards the table, but as you near it, the orc wakes up. A battle ensues and you are the victor. You free the prisoner and he runs off without even offering a thank you. Lose 1 energy and 3 health. Move up 1 on the morality track, gain 2 gold and 1 treasure. That sounds good. You dash around the room, pick up the coins as you pass the table. The orc wakes up confused, but you are long gone. Move down 1 on the morality track and gain 2 gold. Energy, I've got 5, losing 1, 6. That will reduce me to half my energy and 3 health. However, Sortab does see himself as a hero. He will rescue I will free the prisoner. He doesn't say thank you. It cost me 1 energy and 3 health. Okay. Move up 1 on the morality track, so I'm now 2 on the morality track. Gain 2 gold. Again, it's not by killing an enemy, so I don't get any energy back. And 1 loot. They call it a treasure card. They should be called loot cards. I now have a long sword. I could have used... Oh well, I didn't use the fake coin. Die result of 6 deal an extra point of damage. That's not as good as the Cinder Blade. No. I look at the long sword, I look at the Cinder Blade, and I discard the long sword. This is worth 3 eyeballs. So with 4 visible eyeballs, we're bring 10, and we encounter the boss. So that means we're all ready. So I'll now do a quick scan of so currently I am 4 health down. So I started with 12, so I'm now on 8 health. I am 6 energy down. Okay. That's I consider my biggest weakness at the present moment. I'm just entering the 2nd level as denoted on this card here. My morality is at 2. And this is the player sheet. So Sortab, he's now got an iron helm, still those 2 skills there, still no body armour, haven't used my door wedge yet, got my antidote, primary weapon, the Elven bow, and he's got those 3 back up there. Okay, that concludes level 1. I'll do another video for level 2 and we'll see how far Sortab can get in there. Remember, the previous character, Zola, perished on level 2. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you wish, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, and make any comments, anything that I've missed, any advice you can give. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you.